What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And here's a rambling video. Haven't done one of the couple of weeks. I wanted to update my health, my mental health, my situation with my life, just how I'm overall doing. And I want to talk a lot about this upcoming month because there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with me if you want to do them. So let's see. Number one, in August, I'm going to be at RTX with the Rooster Teeth Experience or Expo. I forget exactly what RTX stands for. It's in, I believe, Austin, Texas. Maybe it's Dallas. I'm not sure. If you go to the website, they will tell you. I will be a guest there. If you want to come to that, I will be there. Also, I'm going to be at Vidcon at the end of June. So if you want to come to Vidcon, there's still a chance to get into my signing line. You can meet me there. You might be able to attend a couple of my panels if you're going to be on the creator floor. And you might see me just wandering around VidCon. They discouraged that, but I still do it. I'm sorry, VidCon. I just like meeting the fans. So you'll also see me occasionally just here and there. And of course, at a lot of the events and panels and stuff like that as well. And then I'm also going to E3. So once again, if you are a fan that's going to be at E3, if you see me somewhere, I will probably be near the YouTube station quite a bit because I'm going to be on the YouTube live stream. But if you're around, try to find me. I'll be there. You can contact me on Twitter and we'll try to meet up. If you're a fan or a fellow creator or a game developer, love to talk to you if I get an opportunity to do that. Also going to be very busy during E3, and I'll tell you why. I fly out Saturday. I'll land at E3 on Saturday. Then on Sunday, Jeff Keighley, who I consider a friend at this point, he's been very friendly to me over the years. He's running the YouTube E3 coverage live stream once again this year. If you're looking to watch E3's coverage, I highly suggest you watch the YouTube coverage because I'm going to be on it, which is awesome. I'm super excited about it. I talked to the manager today, and he's told me about the different segments he's got lined up for me. I'm going to be on there several times on Sunday, possibly sometimes on Monday as well. So I will also tweet this out and let you know when I'm about to be on the live stream, so you can tune in during that segment, and you can watch me make a fool out of myself and end up on the cringe compilations. Clip this, because you know I'm going to end up on one of the cringe compilations. I'm going to screw this up so bad. But I'm super excited to get out there. And, you know, talk about games and be on the live stream and talk to some of the developers and maybe get to interview some of you guys. That would be really fun. Get to be on some of these roundtable discussions and just talk about video games. I'm super excited about it. I think this is my first E3, and I think I'm physically ready for this. Now, I'm still going to rent one of those stupid Mark carts, but when I went to New York, I barely used it, so I'm hoping this time I will barely use it. I won't take it everywhere I go, but I'll have it in case I injure myself or I need it. I don't know that I am mentally ready. I'm so stressed. I am so stressed because, like I said, I love my job. My job is fantastic. It is just very time-consuming, and now I'm starting to add physical therapy to that. Now I'm starting to add exercise. Now I'm shifting my life from a very inactive life that was spent here in this chair or in my recliner 24 hours a day, working at this job, but still not doing very much, to trying to go to physical therapy a couple of times a week. And eventually that's going to be adding going to the gym a couple of times a week and taking my dog out for a couple of walks every day and getting up and walking around the house and doing chores. It's just a lot of extra added stuff. And now getting on a plane and walking around E3 and meeting these developers, it's something I've always been excited to do. It's something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to go to E3 my entire life, and now here's my opportunity. I'm finally getting to do it, and I'm super excited. I'm so excited. Scared as well. I'm scared about VidCon. I'm scared about all of this stuff. I really am. I don't know. I made the mistake of talking to my sister this week. Now, it's never a mistake because I do love my sister. I very rarely ever talk about my sister because she's a very private person, and I don't want to talk about too much of her stuff here. It is very, very difficult for me to ever speak to my brother or speak to my sister, so that's why I do it so very rarely. It is really crazy whenever we get an opportunity to speak, and I spoke with her. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I vented about this week. I talked about how difficult it is, but we all went through a ton of abuse, and it's funny how much denial we all live in, how much of this stuff we've blocked out, how much of we forget, how much of we've pushed it away. And so whenever we start talking, we always naturally go back to that stuff, what mom did to me, what dad did to her. And in that conversation, I reminded her of a couple of things that she'd blocked out. She reminded me of a couple of things I had blocked out. And then there was some new information, stuff that she never knew and that I never knew. And we shared that information. It's so devastating. It is so devastating. And I don't want to, like talk about my brother's business or my sister's business because they have their families, they have their lives, and they know that if I talk about them here, it could damage their lives. So I have to be very careful what I say. I will say that both me, my brother, and my sister really deal with that damage in very, very different ways. My brother is very, very successful. But he's still got a lot of anger and some self-destructive tendencies. I don't have as much of that anger. In fact, I overcompensate for that anger in a lot of ways. And I obviously have the self-destructive tendencies as well. And my sister has the self-destructive tendencies as well. And not as much the anger. She turned more to her faith of God and religion and to help her deal with a lot of the stuff. Here's what I said on Twitter, and here's what I want to share with you guys today. I am not a good person. I don't believe that I'm a good person. I believe that I've done a lot of bad things in my life that I truly regret, and I've tried to make up for those good things those bad things by trying to do some good things. But overall, I think when I judge myself, when I judge my life, I find myself to not be worthy. I feel like there's plenty more that I need to do. And I think my sister feels that same way about herself, and my brother feels that same way about himself. But here's what I will say. The apples fell very far from the tree. And when I was talking to my sister about some of the things my mother did, or some of the things my mother said, sometimes it seems normal in my head. It just seems so normal. But it's crazy. Like if you put it on the screen, if you wrote it in a book, you wouldn't believe that actually happened. It's not believable. And yet that was her life. That's my life. That's his life. It is so frustrating. But here's what I can say. We've never killed anybody. We've never done anything truly awful, truly terrible. We're not crime lords. We're not, insane asylum. We're not criminally insane. We've done a lot better than our parents, and we've done pretty good for ourselves. And I think I've said it before in the past, and I think this is important for you. This is important for you, not so much for me. Sometimes we measure how far we are in life, compared to everybody else, right? But what we don't realize, what we don't take into account when we do that is where we started compared to where they started. Some people got a 100-yard head start. Some people got a 1,000-yard head start. And they're doing so much better than us because they got that wonderful head start. A lot of people just got to start right on the finish line. And some of us had to start a little bit behind. Some of us had to start with a deficit, even further behind. And so we compare ourselves to the people who started way ahead of us. Of course you're going to feel miserable, right? Somebody said on Twitter the other day, if a dolphin measures his life by how well he can climb a tree, he'll be miserable his whole life because dolphins can't climb trees. But boy, can those fuckers swim. And a dolphin who measures their life by how well they swim is going to be pretty pleased with themselves. And I think that's very true. You can't look at the how far you are along the track. You need to look at the distance traveled. You need to see where you started and where you are today. And maybe there's plenty of people ahead of you. And if you compare yourself to that, you're going to be miserable. But if you look at how far you've traveled, how far you've personally come, how much you've overcome, how much you've dealt with, that's where self-esteem lies. And it's something I need to practice doing. It's something we all need to practice doing. And so, I don't know. I will say that 7 months out after the divorce, 6 months out, I guess we were divorced in February, but separation last November, I am finally at a point where I'm starting to get over it. It took a lot to get to here, but people are right. The feeling doesn't change. You still feel hurt. You still feel sad. You still feel angry. You still feel all of those negative emotions, but they become small. They become dealable. You can work around it. You can deal with it easier. And that's what I'm learning to do. Now, eventually, I'll learn to deal with it so well that that'll just be off in a box in the corner somewhere in my brain or in my heart, and I won't even think about it anymore, and then I'll be ready to move on with the rest of my life. I'm almost there. I feel like I'm finally starting to box it up. And now I can eventually start moving into the corner, and one day, maybe it'll just be forgotten trash. I look forward to that day. And stuff like going to E3 and meeting you, stuff like going to Vidcon and meeting you, stuff like going to RTX and meeting you is the way that I plan to put that stuff in a box and put it behind me. And I look forward to seeing you guys there, and I look forward to meeting you. Physical therapy continues to be great. I'm up on my feet 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. I'm on my treadmill 5, 10 minutes a day, 2 or 3 times a day. I'm doing my exercises. I'm up and I'm moving. If you watch me on live stream, you'll see me up and moving. It's just, it's amazing. I'm going to be vlogging as much of E3 and VidCon as I can. I won't be able to do my usual E3 coverage, and I'm so sorry for that. But I will try to work from the hotel. I will try to upload from the hotel. I'm taking a powerful laptop with me. I'm taking filming equipment. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you something to enjoy from those places. No guarantees, but we'll see. But when I do get home, between VidCon and E3, I plan to film plenty of cool stuff for you then. There should be content. And there is content that is boxed up, ready to go live next week. I've got like a product review of more of those little arcade machines. I've got like a stream compilation video. I've got like, I think, a vlogging personal video. I've got like a comedy thing. There's content. May not be my best, may not be exactly what you're looking for, but I don't want you to have nothing. I don't want you to forget about me while I'm gone. I certainly won't forget about you. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I hope to see you at one of these big events. And if not, hope to see you sometime soon.